Throw the switches.
10,000 microwatts of knowledge.
Let's get down to business.
Obsessed with more nude celebrities than TMZ.
Damn it! I'm not going to see this man dangle for your delight.
You're listening to The Director's Cut.
The nation's #1 show about
The movies.
Good movies. Nothing more and nothing, well, maybe less.
Creating the idiot, one village at a time. The Director's Cut.
Better than listening to dead air.
You're listening to The Director's Cut.
Yeah, you're listening to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we're bringing the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan, and in the studio, dressed in yellow, we have the lovely Suicide Girl, Steph Sugar.
Hi.
Or Steph Sugar Suicide.
Yep.
Sugar.
It's official.
Yeah.
It's official.
And you have a new set coming out Tuesday at 9 p.m.-ish, Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
So
Just Went Pink, and then I have another set coming out, and then shooting another little Nightmare Before Christmas theme set, because Christmas is coming up before you know it.
Nice. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat.
What?
You've never heard that song?
That song?
You've never heard that? All right. Well, we have
on.
Chris on the line. Chris, have you heard that song? Chris Maloney?
Speaking of fat gooses, Chris Maloney's here.
Chris Maloney, how are you?
I was like, wait, does Chris
I'm
know?
good, and I do know that song.
You do? What is
it? Was
this?
on the it was on the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, by Manhattan Transfer. Let's play a little clip from it.
All right.
The Christmas.
I don't remember the Christmas Carol as much.
I don't even know if.
The goose is getting fat.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten goose. I don't know.
I've never eaten a Christmas goose. I don't think.
Why does it have to be a Christmas goose?
I know a couple years ago people were getting on the turducken trend that was going on.
Remember the beer can chicken? They just shove a can up a chicken's.
No, that was just your creepy uncle.
Oh.
And that chicken was alive. That was messed up. That was a really messed up day.
God.
All the kids were screaming. Everyone was all.
Well, the instructions never said.
We couldn't figure it out.
It just said shove a can up. Never said it had to be a deli chicken.
This isn't even it. This is
what
just
is
the
happening? Are you having a cord issue?
Yeah. It always happens at the beginning of the show. Then I figure it out, and then it's good for the rest of the show.
Cool. God bless you. God bless you.
Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat.
Is this is not what was in the movie?
This is not, no.
That is way too fancy.
Yeah,
for the Muppets.
we got to give them a shout out now that we played some of their music.
Is that the original?
No, this is the Manhattan Transfer, and that is the Christmas is Coming. That was their a cappella version. Thank you, Manhattan Transfer, whoever the hell you are.
Who the hell?
Please don't sue us, but we have our ASCAP and BMI over at radio stations across the country, so we'll be okay. There you go.
What?
Yeah, we're not going to get... Yeah, I don't even know where it is. Christmas coming, the goose is getting fat.
The goose is getting fat.
And it's in Muppets?
Yeah. Yeah, the Muppets did a version of it in their Muppets Christmas Carol, I do believe.
John Denver sang.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was... Yeah, it was the Christmas album with John Denver. That's it.
I think I remember this. I remember this now. We'll figure this out. Hey, Chris, how was your week?
It was decent, but still pretty much the same as most other weeks these days. How about y'all?
I mean, it was busy being like a little teacher and stuff, homeschooling kids, and then...
Yeah, this is the second week of school, and let me just put it this way. The kids do not want to be in school at all.
Well, they're at home. They're not in school. You can't be in school when you're not leaving the mindset of chilling at home.
Yeah.
What the heck?
This is Miss Piggy. Here she is.
I totally
want
to do this on karaoke.
Whoa, cat's destroying things over there. What the hell?
Are you serious?
Sorry. We got distracted by a cat, and there was Miss Piggy singing at the same time. What did he do?
He's just messing everything up, all right? It's fine.
Off radio show, there's a cat destroying the room, so... Hold on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was Miss Piggy singing Christmas Coming the Goose. He is destroying stuff. You need to fix that situation before the whole room comes down. All right. What were you saying before, Chris? I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm completely derailed by the cat now. because he just
Cats are very distracting. We were talking about the lack of discipline in homeschooled children.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. So this is the second week of school, and much like the cat, there's no discipline. You can't tell them what to do. These kids do not want to be in school. The first week, they were acting pretty good because there was a new teacher to discipline them. They didn't want to be embarrassed in front of new kids around. This week, they're over it. They don't care. The fear of embarrassment is gone. The fear of a new teacher is gone. They are not caring, wanting to do it. They find out that we have to be their teacher. They look at us and they look us up and down. They're like, "No, you have no authority over me. I'm not going to do math." That's where they're at.
You can't reach me here in my fortress.
Yeah, they just look at us dead in the eye and say, "No." That's it. And I'm like,
I was really relieved to hop on the good old Bookface. I don't like Bookface. I'm more on the Instagrams, and that's where I do my business is usually Instagram and OnlyFans and Suicide Girls, because the Bookface has just become like a lot of like craziness, of course. But it is helpful in the sense of these mom groups. And these mom groups for like the schools and stuff and all the issues and all the crying and all the stress is really nice to read about, knowing that we're all kind of going through the same thing. And these other moms are saying the same thing. They're like, I'm tired of my kids crying. I'm tired of myself crying. There was one mom that said her kid just lost it today, and she like was on the Zoom chat and told the teacher in front of the whole Zoom chat, like, "Hey, my dad's yelling because he's frustrated with all these assignments. Can we just not do them?" And like,
the kid says that my dad's yelling.
Yeah, the teacher sent out a mass message to like all the parents that night that was like, "Hey, no homework next week. Just reading is fine."
Yeah, we know we're all stressed. We're gonna make it relaxing.
But that's the only way I think we're gonna get changes, if we all bandwagon and be like, "Hey, like,
stop
we're
it, teacher.
going through a really stressful time as it is. We're living day to day or week to week. Have no idea when we're gonna see friends again, anything like that." Oh no, they can't hear me.
Oh,
what happened?
It should be working.
Nope,
it's not working. Check your input on that. Hold on.
So,
you talk.
Yeah. So it was nice to see that other people are kind of going through the same stress, and it's not like our kids are broken or something. But yeah, it cuts in and out with whatever you are touching. Okay, maybe it's just not plugged in all the way.
I think that was it. That's good. Your headphones are there, but what about now? All right, we're going to take a little break.
We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure this out. We'll be back with more from Director's Cut Radio. We're that show about movies and equipment that is acting up all of a sudden. I think it's just like a short in the cord or something. We'll figure it out. It's wiggly. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more from Director's Cut Radio. We're that show about movies and...
broken cord.
Dropping your average IQ since 2005.
I don't know what you're saying, but that's what's going on, yeah.
The Director's Cut. The Director'sCutRadio.com.
Are you pushing record?
Yeah.
Good.
10,000 microwinds of knowledge. You're listening to The Director's Cut. Without microphones, we'd still live with our parents.
You're listening to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we bring you the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan, and in the studio we have Steph Sugar Suicide.
Hello.
And on the phone we have Chris Maloney.
Yo, yo.
How are you, Chris?
I'm all right. How are you?
I hear you're dealing with some stress over the week. Or in your neighborhood.
Yeah, there's some drama going down in the apartment complex with animals and bodies and sadness.
Animals, bodies, and sadness? I'm sorry.
Hey, check your OnlyFans.
Am I getting...
Make sure it's, like, working or something.
Yeah.
Okay, do that. So, we were having some wiring issues before this segment. and then it ended really awkward.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Creek was saying that he was trying to get on your live. He said it happens on his side that when he tries to join on OnlyFans lives that it just... Oh, no, he says it's actually going downhill. It's going to SHIT land now is what he's saying.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay.
Okay,
so it's not us. It's actually just the platform in general. It probably is just, I mean, there's so many people that like the fact that they can join OnlyFans and have a free streaming platform and not really worry about fees and whatnot. But didn't Google Meet just go free too? For like chats and stuff?
I believe so.
Because they're
for
competing
COVID.
with Zoom. Yeah. So everyone's online. Okay. Well, Dan did try to have his OnlyFans up. His Only Dan's. It says it's streaming, but other people say they have issues when they try to click join. It doesn't let them join.
Oh, they can't join my OnlyFans? What the hell?
Well, they can't join and see the stream. I don't know.
That's sad.
He said that it's terrible. The streaming's terrible. So.
Oh. Maybe I should connect
it's
it
a darn
directly.
shame.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a way to see anybody anymore.
I'm going to try. Maybe I should connect it to the Ethernet port and see if it makes it better.
It's okay. I'm just going to start sending Polaroids, and that's how people will see my new posts.
But we have to shoot 24 per second, so it'll be like they get a stack of them. They flip through it like a flip book. It's still video, but it's just
GIF.
Polaroid.
And start sending GIFs.
There you go. Polaroid GIFs.
A GIF.
Flip books. That'd be good.
Fan mail
Do you know how
club.
expensive that would be?
Heck yeah, man.
Because it's like $2 a photo anyway for
Heck yeah.
Polaroid. Yeah. Pretty expensive.
Even the flip books that you can order on websites are like $20, $30.
Really?
It's expensive.
That's insane for those little ones.
The one I got
Wow,
you.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Nice. Now I know how much you spent on me.
Oh, Jesus.
You should spend more. I'm just kidding.
I need a $60 flip book.
Yeah, I want to. Only $20? Come on. Is that all I mean to you?
Hey, it was 1 by 2 inches. All right. That's expensive.
Hey, that's pretty big. All right. The entire time of my life. 1 by 2.
1 by 2. 2 by 1.
I'm hung like a slice of bologna. All right. Hi, Chris.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's
Hi,
just
Dan.
having a good time talking about his slice of bologna.
All right, what's going on in the news? Do we have news? We got news.
Yeah, we have a lot of
What's
news.
the news? Yeah, that's what the people say.
Because we had a really big weekend for
DC.
the 17th time this year.
Yeah. What's in the news? Let me
Did you guys
guess.
dress up?
Things got pushed back for COVID. Things got canceled for COVID. Things got COVID.
Are you done with that Red Bull?
No.
The fans want to know.
I'm working on it. Give me that. You took it away.
They can tell the Red Bull is here.
There it is. Hello. How are you?
All right.
Okay. What's going on in the news, Chris? Sorry. I just derailed everything. All hell's breaking loose here.
This weekend was the big event in lieu of San Diego Comic-Con this year. DC decided to throw an online con titled DC Fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the fandom. Yeah. That was it. Half a ding. We need to get the lasers and meow, meow, meow. Yeah.
Air horns, honey bun.
We need that.
Yeah, lasers are pew, 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 pew.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, what else? So
Tell us about that thing.
The fandom went down.
The Fandom went down. It was basically a 24-hour online streaming Zoom conference.
Yeah, you see all these celebrities chatting with each other on FaceTime,
So much
essentially.
talking. So much.
Yeah, it's just a lot of talking, not a whole lot of content. Unfortunately, the website was a little bleh, and I just thought like,
can you hear how tired Chris is?
Yeah, he was up 24 hours and watched the entire thing.
He's like, so for director's cut, I watched all 24 hours.
No, I probably cut off somewhere around like 8 or 9. I tried to get the big things in.
Yeah.
But I just overall wasn't super impressed with the whole experience. You know, they spent a whole lot of money having, I guess, Jim Lee do art for this quote unquote dome that was just a very bad green screen. And they would do like a lot of crane shots so they could be like, look how impressive this big green screen dome is. And the host that was like supposedly in the dome was like super teeny tiny on the screen talking to you and was the only person in this quote dome. So it was just very awkwardly directed.
So that was the fan. So the host is the fan in the dome. So that was the actual fan dome. What's going on? Why are you applauding?
They were fans from like all over the world. So like they would change kind of in between each segment to a different one. And you could tell they had various degrees of microphones because some of them sounded like they were inside a tin can. It just wasn't well put together. It really reminded me of having worked in GameStop for a while. Is the GameStop TV?
Oh God!
Like that kind of quality of like they found these bottom of the rung like out of work wannabe actors. They're like, hey, you want to pretend to be enthusiastic about lackluster announcements from DC that you pretty much already know about? Yeah, you know, like the quality of hosting was like, are you guys excited? I can't hear you.
What?
So yeah,
God.
That was pretty bad. But there was some announcements, I guess, that were worth mentioning, including I guess Steph would be excited about this, the Suicide Squad character announcement.
Oh, hell
Mr.
yeah.
James Gunn, making it official.
Yeah. All the official characters. Go ahead.
Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, naturally. Joel Kinnaman back as Rick Flag. Jay Courtney back as Boomerang. And then the new guys, we got John Cena as Peacemaker.
Cool.
Idris Elba as Bloodsport. Pete Davidson as Blackguard. Michael Rooker as Savant. David Dashmalchian as Polka Dot Man. Peter Capaldi as The Thinker. Nathan Fillion as TDK. Flula Berg as Javelin. Sean Gunn as The Weasel. Daniela Melchior as Ratcatcher 2. Steve G as King Shark. And Mei Ling Ng as Mongao.
Nice.
I'm stoked. I watched the trailer for 2022's Suicide Squad game.
Saw that.
Yeah, that came out as well.
I saw the 1984 Wonder Woman, and I have the same fanny pack.
Yes, so Dan knows his cosplay already.
Yep. I have the American flag fanny pack, which is kind of funny.
So I'm pretty sure you could do a cos test of that today, and I could do a cos test of Suicide Squad Harley, because it's just crazy how people are already pumping it out on the old grams. They're already pumping out that Harley look. They're like, look, guys, I already have it. Look at me. Like, great.
I have a question, Chris. Did you watch the announcement of the additional actors in Suicide Squad? Did you watch that part?
I did.
Okay. When they announced John Cena, did they do the meme? Like
John Cena.
John Cena! They should have done that.
He did his "You Can't See Me" like hand over his face, of course, when they announced him, but they didn't play his theme song, unfortunately.
Oh, they should have totally done that. Come on, they missed an opportunity.
Darn.
Well, they missed quite a few opportunities, if you ask me, on this whole event.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our friend Gray Drake was like watching the whole thing and giving us updates as we went along.
I want to know how much she watched.
Yeah, she probably watched the whole damn thing.
Because, I mean, that's basically...
Knowing her.
Wow. That's basically...
That's
her job is to attend Comic-Cons and, like, really pay attention to new movies, shows, everything. She used to work for Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm surprised she wasn't doing the interviews.
Right. So, yeah, we'll have to check in with her.
Yeah, it also seemed like, they claim to have a lot of fan questions as read by people, but they just didn't seem real. And then a lot of the questions were from Jake from State Farm, which was a little frustrating. You're like, really? You call it the Fandom, but you have sponsored questions from an ad campaign?
Yeah, Jake from State Farm would be kind of an annoying person to turn to. It's like, hey, look, It's Jake from State Farm. Thanks. Thank you. And who's next? Flo? What do we have now?
Great. God.
Yeah, Flo's not allowed to call in, though. State Farm is. The Jake from State Farm is. Is he catching flies, though? What's going on?
Better connections in the WB world, man.
Well, more WB. We can talk about more Batman in the next segment, too, because I really want to elaborate on the Batman news.
Okay.
With the trailer and stuff.
Batman? Is there any Batman news? You got that?
Yes, the Batman trailer did drop last night at the DC Fandom.
Okay. Was that one of the highlights, the biggest highlight of the entire fandom?
That and they're banking big on the Snyder Cut trailer.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow, a movie that was already made and released now gets extra minutes of stuff.
That's crazy.
It's like
just gets famous again?
That's weird.
Quite a few extra minutes. Did you hear the runtime?
How many?
Nope.
4 one-hour episodes on HBO Max.
4 one-hour episodes. Okay.
Wow, that's so weird.
And then maybe an option to just watch them all at once.
Okay. Did you know the new season of Twin Peaks is supposed to be watched in one go? Like season 3 is supposed to be one go, and it's 19 episodes, and they're all an hour long apiece. That was
You're
David.
supposed to stay up for almost a day.
David Lynch set it up like that was his dream about it. Was that he wanted that it's a movie. It's one long movie.
Oh my! He's like it's a living experience.
That's what it is. But that's David Lynch. He's weird.
Put on some coffee. It's time for a 19-hour-long movie.
Yep, that's what he wants you to do. He's like, I want you on this coffee diet.
Yeah, do you know what? Maybe that's why you have to start drinking coffee at the beginning so you can watch the whole thing, and then when it gets weird, you start understanding it because you melt into it, you become it.
Okay.
All right, do mushrooms and watch.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks season 3. That'd be insane. All right, we're gonna take a little break. When we come back a little later in the show, we have an interview with the filmmakers of the movie Diary.
Really cool concept behind this movie, too.
Director Jennifer Gelfer and actress Claudia Mailer will be on there.
We got to talk to him, and it was cute.
It was cute.
But we're going to talk about a vampire bat next.
Batfire, all after this.
The Director's Cut.
Offensive, obnoxious, disgusting. You want me to go on?
Insulting listeners since 2005. We're just a couple of guys who like movies.
They're strange at times to work with.
They're insane.
But, always fun.
The Director's Cut.
It's just fun! Gimme.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
God.
I was excited. All right, you're listening to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we're bringing the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan, and in the studio we have the lovely Steph Sugar Suicide.
Give it up, a little piece of your love. Give it up, little piece of your
Give it up.
love.
Give it up. Give it up. Up.
A little piece of your love.
Oh, no, I did the wrong button. Now it's all screwed up. It was great for a second there. All right, I'm done. That was cool for the second. And the wires messed up again. There it is. All right. And then we have Chris Maloney on the phone. How are you, Chris?
Yo, doing all right. All
right, we have the full the show being streamed right now on OnlyFans. It is onlyfans.com/movie guy Dan, I believe. So I call it Only Dan's. It's the behind the scenes of directors. Only Dan's. So you get the behind the scenes of director's cut as we stream. And Steph is also streaming to suicidegirls.com, so you could be part of that and see the whole behind the scenes, all of the above.
Yeah.
And one warning, you may see a nip.
And all of the below. All the above.
All the above.
Whoa.
All the above.
That's it.
All right.
So before the break, we were talking a little bit about the biodome of
Detective
DC.
Comics.
Detective Comics biodome.
Start calling it Detective Comics again, and people lose their mind. Why?
That? What's Detective Comics?
Oh my God!
Detective Comics.
Can you believe they changed their name?
Oh, it
from
is Detective
DC
Comics because it's DC Comics. Detective Comics. Yeah.
It's like ATM machine.
ATM machine. Automatic teller machine.
I need to go to an ATM building.
I need to use an ATM. An AT machine. People could call it an AT machine. No?
My friends on Suicide Girls are mad you ruined the song for my...
Oh, for the dance? There we go. I'm sorry.
No.
She was dancing
man,
to the camera, and then they're like, dance now talking. See, that's what happens.
No, they're used to this song as like having like time in the beginning.
Oh.
And like you just started screaming right away. And they put Spin King he really gave you the wah for the nipple.
I know. I hit the wrong button. I was trying to do the cheers, but it's just out of reach.
They put fail.
I know, that was terrible.
Mm-hmm. They said green chili salsa for the win though. Ding.
Yeah, I still got 3 days to finish this whole jar.
Okay, 3 days to finish.
I don't even know if it's
jar.
3 days, but it's pretty close.
Okay, so Dan bought a giant jar. Was it from Sam's?
I think
You're
so.
like, I'm totally going to finish this. And I was like, no, you're not. And on the jar, it says...
I'm like halfway through, though.
On the jar, it says, once you open it, you have to consume within 3 weeks because it's fresh.
Uh-huh. And I forgot a week.
It's totally been 3 weeks because there was 1 week where we didn't even touch it.
I forgot about it.
And he was like, nope, this is day 1. I'm doing it. And then like he
forgot a week, ADHD the whole week. 2 weeks, and I've been struggling.
Wasn't there a Simpsons episode like that?
Where he's like, I'm totally going to eat
I
all
think
this.
so. I live a Simpsons episode. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
This is your personal 6-foot party stove?
I think so. I will do it. I went to Taco Bell, and I was like, no, I had someone pick up Taco Bell for me. This is what happened.
I want to talk about my biggest food run, too. You talk about yours.
I was working on a show for Reels Channel, which is a TV network about movies. I was working on a show called...
Can you sing the song?
Oh, Channel 299. That is Reels Channel. Channel 299. That is Reels Channel for TV about movies, not movies about TV. People, have you ever heard that song? Have you heard that song?
If you go on YouTube and look up Channel 299.
Channel 299.
I've never really watched.
It's called Reels. And it was like the extra like stars and HBO, and then
in 2010 that song was on every cable company, Dish Network, DirecTV, and it played all the time.
And what was the budget that they gave you to make this commercial?
Nothing. To make it, they gave me nothing. They said, hey, Dan, why don't you work on this commercial? And we just sat there with photographs and scissors, and we decided to do an animated
clip art.
We cut out photos, and we took pictures of them. And it was all done animated of photos, and then like popcorn and stuff.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And I sang the song.
I saw this commercial all the time because of the house I babysat at. They had all the cable channels, all of them. And like once I saw that this channel was doing like celebrity stuff and like meeting people and whatever, I always tried to see if I was in any of the extra footage and clips and stuff from like the MTV Music Awards and whatnot, because there was always a ton of paparazzi when me and my dad would go autograph hunting. So he's just like, yeah, like always look in the background because you never know if you'll see yourself. So I would just watch Reels, and
that's great.
I see these little interviews, and then Dan's like, yeah, I did that commercial. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
So they gave me no money for the actual production of it. It took me about 3 weeks to put it together of just cutting things out, making things. And then it ran like crazy because the owners put a $7 million budget into the ad campaign itself. So they bought spots everywhere. $7 million. So it ran for like, I guess 6 months, something like that, 8 months, something around there.
It had to run longer.
Maybe longer, but it ran for a long time on multiple cable companies. The best thing about it was that they paid about $7 million and all of the cable companies matched them because they were a network.
Dude, no, I remember being in hotels.
It got double the exposure
it.
that it should have. It was insane.
Like going to Disneyland every couple months and staying in the little hotels and just on TV, I just remember seeing it.
And it was crazy that one interview. So towards the end of the campaign, it was at the height of Megan Fox's career. We had a new host up at Sundance doing interviews with celebrities, and Megan Fox walks up to go to the podium to the host or an interview, and she starts singing the song to the host. Oh, I love your song, Channel 299. That is, and she starts singing it to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and he had no idea what she was talking. He was just a pretty boy that like just got hired. He's like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, what's the? And she jumps in the interview. The camera person of that interview, she texted me that day. She was like, within minutes, she was like, Megan Fox just sang your song. I'm like, what? Yes, $2.99. She sang your song. I was like, you are lying. So she sends me the video clip, and I'm like, yes.
That's exciting.
That was make me happy.
Yeah.
So it played forever, and it was
Mm-hmm.
annoying as hell. That was my point.
Yeah,
that was my intention.
It's a little annoying song, but. Okay.
Did anyone in the chat remember it? No?
No, maybe. Well,
they don't care.
We'll see. Well, you got to see it.
They want me to play music again.
Because once you see it, once you see the clip.
I'll look it up, see.
And then people are like, oh, okay, yeah, remember. It's like, it was just a short little thing. So I have a lot of Batman fans. I have a lot of Batman fans forever because everyone loves Batman.
Batman forever.
Batman forever. I watched the trailer this morning when I woke up, and I think everything about it was very pleasing as far as the like gathering the aesthetic, the vibe we're trying to go for.
Also, I liked how violent he was. Like he was overly violent this time instead of like he just punches two people.
He wasn't fancy violent. He wasn't.
Punches two
rich
people,
violent,
make them feel
like throwing these fancy weapons that do the job for him. Like he himself is beating the crap.
He reminds me of a friend of ours, just like a dark emo friend.
Dude, Everett needs to get back into.
You knew
Batman.
exactly who I was talking about.
He needs to. No, I swear. You know he's changed. He announced a couple months ago. He's always been a big Joker cosplayer.
We have a friend named Everett who's a cosplayer. He's been on the show before.
He's been on the show, and we've done shoots and stuff, and he's great. He's like absolute king of doing Joker cosplays. But he also does Batman, but he does like classic style Batman. But he literally looks like the non-dressed up Batman version that Robert Pattinson is like portraying, this like emo kind of sunken eye, like confused, lost, like but embracing the weird kind of character. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to cosplay anymore, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to dress up when I want to. He's going to see this trailer. I'm going to message him. I'm going to message him right now.
Just say you are Batman.
I'm going to be like, so please tell me your thoughts. And
that's all you have to say.
That's all I have to say. And then I'm just going to be like, how are you going to sit here and say you're not going to cosplay anymore? Like, this is totally you.
I just bought him a bodysuit, too. Yeah. You should do it. All right, here we go.
Channel 299, that is real channel. Channel 299, that is the real channel. For TV about movies, they even show some movies. Everything from on demand to your DVDs. Channel 299, that is real channel. To see movie trailers, not just movie trailers. Get you closer to the stars.
Robert Pattinson!
299.
He was right there.
Yeah. For red carpet interviews, retrospective movie news. Leonard Maltin reveals hidden gems for you. Channel 299.
Leonard Maltin.
Let's watch real channel.
That was it. That was my commercial. That was my claim to fame. That was me singing, yeah.
Dan singing.
Channel 299.
Someone's strumming it all crazy.
That's it. What'd they think?
They said that's a song to be
That
proud
ranks
of.
right up there with Gerbils Are Soft.
We should play that.
Oh, there's my. Have they heard Gerbils Are Soft song? We'll play it later, but
Oh, wow.
they're like, uh-huh.
No, I guess there's smoke from all kinds of fires. I guess there's just fires all over the place.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
making me cough.
Great. Fabulous.
Making me sneeze.
All right, yeah, I'm going to message him and I'm going to see what he says. Okay, Chris, what do you think of the Batman storyline from that trailer?
Well, I mean, it's probably kind of a year one-ish type story. Him kind of getting established, setting up his dominance over the criminal underworld. Hopefully, we do not have another scene of Martha getting shot in slow motion with pearls
I'm
bouncing
so
on the ground.
sick of these pearls, man. They're expensive.
But someone in a comment section somewhere said it looks kind of like Batman meets Seven, which are two of my favorite things. And I kind of did get that feeling. I like the kind of clues and the game being set up that they kind of show off with Riddler, who is my favorite Batman villain. So I hope they do Riddler some justice.
Oh, was Riddler in it? I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually in the trailer, but you see him, you see some cards that are left for Batman, and it's like, let's play a game, and you see some clues in the cards, and so we shall see what comes of that, but I'm excited for the Riddler aspect of things.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Oh.
All right, message sent.
The plot has thickened here in the apartment complex.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
What happened? What?
Okay, hold
Give
on.
me the update.
We got to give this
Do you wanna
to... No, we have to tell the audience what happened. Okay, so before the break...
a deceased animal was discovered in a neighborly area of Chris, and we're trying to figure out why the apartment manager was not letting just like the city handle the situation
and take the deceased animal away.
So now what's happening? What's going on?
Okay.
It looks like the city is here with a large pickup truck.
Okay.
And some masked employees, so perhaps they are taking the deceased animal.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely being a nosy neighbor right now.
You're like Gladys?
He's holding onto the phone and like peering out the blinds.
Peeking.
Oh, no blinds. I'm straight on
He's
my
outside.
patio.
He's like, I'm outside,
I'm out the front
just
door.
standing in my robe. It's open though. Don't you love when people? It's like you put on a robe to like conceal yourself, but like don't close it. So what's the
cord?
I just wanted to cover my arms and my back.
The cord from the belt is hanging down just enough to hide, so you are decent.
The sash for the robe.
The sash for that's it. Just a little bit.
Censors your junk.
Yeah.
That's good.
Unless you're hung like a slice of bologna, then you have some issues.
You're hung like a slice of
Hey,
bologna.
Large pickup.
Large pickup.
It's a large. Is that what it's considered? A large deceased animal.
Yeah, with
pickup.
like
What kind of
with
dog?
one of
do you know?
the Tommy gates and whatnot. I mean, I imagine they don't only have to pick up dogs; they probably have to pick up like horses and stuff. You would think so.
Oh my gosh, is it a crane? Are they scooping
No,
it
it's not
up?
a crane, but it's like one of those Tommy gate lifts, you know, where you can like drop the tailgate essentially down to the ground.
Yeah, are they using like a stretcher or anything to wheel it on, or cart?
Are they wearing masks?
Or they have to
I
pick
don't
it up by
know.
itself?
They were just talking to the neighbors. They haven't actually picked it up yet.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was an idiot who thought that she was going to work at a funeral home.
Yeah, taking care of people. Like
No, to pick up bodies after they passed away.
Oh boy.
And she thought it was going to be like, oh, she shows up, the body goes into the car, and then or into the basically a stretcher, and then they would wheel it out of the house. But the problem was, it wasn't like that. Like if someone died upstairs, she had to physically carry the person down the stairs, and she didn't think that it was going to be traumatic for her when going into it. Yeah, I could help out families when they're grieving and go in and be nice and talk to them. And I'm like, this just sounds horrifying. Like walking in to like every day you have to deal with people crying.
Yeah,
You are
that's
the
terrible.
last person they want to see. A stranger coming in and taking a loved one away. That sounds like a horrifying job. Why would you ever? And it was like for minimum wage.
I'd be like, no, you can keep him.
It was like $1 over minimum wage.
Please don't take him. Okay, yeah, sure, keep him.
Yeah, you could just keep him here.
You know, like,
No.
body's not going to decompose or anything or leak.
Oh God. So, but then like on day 3, she quit the job because she couldn't handle it anymore.
Day 3.
It was like she was only there for 3 days. It was real quick. But it was like weeks of like her having to go through all these tests and do all this paperwork
Weeks.
and all. It was like 2 weeks to get everything prepared for her to take the job. And then when she took it,
Well,
day
that's
3
not
in,
bad. When I went to school for pharmacy tech, they wanted you to pay all this money to go to school for it, right?
Uh-huh.
Then
Yeah.
they want you to pay $300 to take the test. You don't pass, you just got to keep on paying.
Oh wow.
Yeah. $300 to take a test after you've already paid
X number of dollars for
thousands
school. Yeah.
for a year of classes
And if you don't
and
remember,
clinicals. And it's madness. It's madness.
and it was like is it like $1 over?
Oh, yeah, minimum wage. Yeah.
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah. You're only making big bucks if you want to be like pharmacist. And if you're a pharmacy tech in a hospital, you make a little bit more too.
All right.
Less busy than Walgreens.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got more from DC and other things. I watched.
And Britney Spears, Britney
Oh, we got to
News.
talk about that all after this. The Director's Cut Radio.
The Guy Show about movies.
Don't you have any respect for yourself?
Seriously. Anything worth taking seriously is worth making fun of. The Director's Cut.
I wet my bed until I was 19. There's no shame in that.
Only half of our audience is below average. The Director's Cut.
So every generation is going to have their take on what's going on.
Yeah, break it down. Gonna take it back. Gonna feel the sound. Got this rhythm and rap and rhyme. Gonna have a good old time. Dropping bass, gonna rock the pace. Gonna spray you in the face with a can of mess. Yeah. Mr. Lover with the boom, send it to your room. Gonna make it funky cause I'm got to do. I'm Mr. Boom.
What?
What the heck?
What?
What the heck?
We were having fun. We were having a moment.
That's funny. That's real funny, Dan. It's real funny.
We were getting into the jazz. We have Chris on the line.
They said, Dan.
Hi.
They hated me.
They're yelling at you.
They hate me. We were there.
We're here.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dan. In the studio, we have Steph Sugar.
I'm not in the
Suicide.
studio. Don't lie to people.
In-
I'm not here. I'm not on Earth.
In a
I'm broadcasting from Mars.
Broadcasting from Mars, we have Steph Sugar Suicide. Steph Sugar.
That is correct.
On the phone, we have Postmaster Maloney.
Postmaster Maloney. I love it.
I'm not on the phone, okay? I'm broadcasting from Venus.
Venus. with a gigantic telephone.
Hey, you know what? They're lying on the media. They're lying on the news. We can lie on the radio now. We want to just...
That's it.
You know what?
Why now? Who cares?
We were the last spot to get the truth. Not anymore. We've declared today...
We make up the truth.
We are officially joining the rest of the medias of the world, and we're going to just start lying.
We're getting naughty with the Illuma.
But listen, as I'm saying we're going to start lying, it actually means I'm lying right now.
Wow.
That means I'm not lying.
Do you know what Penn and Teller did that? They used to do these seances. And
Sentence that just contradicts itself?
no, they used to do seances where they brought people over and, you know, where you talk to spirits and stuff, and they don't believe in any of that. But part of their seance that they used to do, the very first line is, just let you know, everything that we do is... everything after this point is not real. But first...
Oh, perfect.
You see? Everything from this
Perfect.
point is not real. So it was a correct statement, period. And then, but first, we're going to show you this. So the next line was a complete lie.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Wording, man.
That was it.
Yeah, they just get a lawyer to, like, help them with
Double
that.
check, yeah. But it's like, yeah, everything we're doing is not real. It's all lies. But first, we'll show you this. That's really cool. This is real. That kind of thing. But it's all a lie. All right. Before the break, we were talking a little emo vampire bats.
Yes.
Tell us about the vampire bat, Steph.
Well, it's Vampire Bat because it's Robert Pattinson that played Edward from Twilight, the whole Twilight saga. We'll see if this brings out Twilight fans to really get into their comic side, and maybe it could just help a little bit, you know?
I heard that there's a new Twilight book that's coming out.
Yeah, this could cross over into
like a new wave of movies and stuff, or
it could just help reignite the Twilight fans to become Bat Twilight fans. The sales skyrocket. It should be great.
Okay,
should be a very good sales time for both sagas, just because they're both highly successful. And I think Twilight did come out around the same time like Dark Knight came out. It kind of seems like it was within a couple years of each other.
I'm trying to. I think it was
because it was
like
it seems very familiar to me to have Twilight and Batman around each other. So maybe this can merge the worlds of, like, you know, people aren't just one or the other. They're both, and they're into everything because it's nostalgic of what happened 10 years ago. With like a really great Batman movie and then some, you know, sappy vampire stuff that moms and kids can get into, or moms and daughters can get into, and books and movies fandom.
Karen and kid.
Yeah, they can all start yelling at each other for how they didn't do it like the book or whatever. But it's a new Twilight book, sequel or prequel.
Oh, it's something like that. I think it's from the Edward's perspective or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That'd be cool. So, yeah. But as far as Batsy, Vampy Batsy.
Vampire Bat.
I think it's just, I mean, you know, it's always cool to see, like, Batman have, like, the rich, nice, fancy things. But it's like, when you see your parents get shot, all right, you're not just some, like, really rich man with nightmares. Okay? Like, you're a walking nightmare. Like, you have... You know, and I think this is kind of going to bring that Joker kind of aspect that we wanted to, with like the whole mental health thing. And like, you can't just be some crazy guy that has a bunch of rich weapons and you're having a dandy old time killing people.
Yeah.
You have to have something literally wrong with you mentally to make you get to this point to kill people.
Yeah.
So let's shine light on it. Batman isn't just punching people with his elbows because he knows he's got good bone structure. He's punching people with his elbows because he
has
wants
some
to
rage issues.
Yes, he needs to get his aggression out for these people that killed his parents, and he had to see this at a young age. And I think it's really going to do well.
Interesting. Okay, I do like where you're going because George Clooney as Batman was too clean.
How many rich Batmans have we seen?
Even the Michael Keaton Batman was
and
just
they're
like
corny jokes.
He's really put together. He lives a great, successful
Mr.
life.
Suave. I get any girl I want.
I go to the parties. I'm the elite of the
Yeah.
elites. Other than like, Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is like going to give people that real storyline. They want the violence. They want the darkness. They want, and it's not like it's not going to still be a positive movie. There's still going to be some sort of positive outcome from it. I think even with Joker, that was a really dark, mentally focused movie, but it still had a positive like story and outcome from it, right?
Yeah.
You know, don't mess with cats.
Don't mess.
I'm sorry. Jokers, don't mess with people. Same thing. It's like you're gonna cause a lot of feelings to happen, but I still found a light in that movie being as dark as it was for Joker. So I feel like Batman is going to be able to do the same thing, and people just love Batman.
I think the reason why people love Batman is because Batman doesn't have any superpowers, and his basically it comes from either working out really hard,
Right.
learning the skills, or having the money and resources to be able to buy the cool tools and toys. And anybody could be Batman. That is the dream of being Batman, is that anybody, even right now, if
Yeah.
I've worked out, got the
it's kinda
skills, I
possible.
could become Batman.
Yeah.
Which is possible. But with this idea that you have this suave Batmans, like you were saying, the Michael Keatons and all the George Clooney's, it's unbelievable. It's unrelatable.
Yeah.
But now it can be relatable. Even if he is rich and has the resources, he's messed up.
Yeah.
And maybe he is stressed. And I am stressed, all right? I'm stressed. Why can't I beat people up dressed as a
With
bat?
my elbows!
I want to drop some bows on the face of a man dressed like a clown.
One podcast, one radio, lots of insanity. The Director's Cut. You're listening to The Director's Cut, the nation's #1 show about movies.
We have the most gadgets and the most gimmicks.
We have the tools. We have talent.
Did he actually call himself the Talent?
The Director's Cut.
Say no. We met at your party. You came to my show. All of your promises were too easy to believe. When I was wearing my heart on my sleeve, but you're a good time.
Listening to Directors Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we bring you the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan. In this planet of Mars, we have Steph Sugar's Suicide calling in live.
I got this. Got a little dog squished in a cushion somewhere.
The dog squish. And then on the phone, we have Postmaster Maloney.
Yo, yo.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. That's good. And in our OnlyFans chat, we have all our friends saying hi. If you want to follow the show, it is onlyfans.com/movieguidedan. You can see the behind the scenes of the show. Warning, though, you might see a nip.
Nip.
It happens.
Nip. The dog nips my knees.
Nips.
When we're running, he
Yeah.
nips me like I'm a sheep. So I think he's like part corgi or something because he's a herding
Chomping.
dog. Yeah, he's all nipping at my ankles, trying to guide me when I'm running. I'm like,
crazy.
excuse me.
You're going to get crushed.
I'm about to step on you. Please move.
Before the break, we've been talking about the new Batman with Edward Cullen. It's Robert Pattinson.
So
Sparkly bats.
Yeah.
So and the villain is focused on Riddler for this.
Well, we got Riddler is in there. The Catwoman, as we saw in the trailer, is going to pop up. And also, what's his name? Colin Farrell is playing Oswald Cobblepot, also known as the Penguin, but we don't know yet if he will be the Penguin in this movie or just Oswald Cobblepot.
Okay. I really want to see the trailer again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw it once. I was half awake when I saw it.
Yeah, it was kind of dark, but yeah.
And I just want to make sure that I see everything. At least Jim Carrey. The Riddler is my favorite Batman villain. Personally, I love him. Well, yeah, we know you like him, Chris.
Well, yeah, because he's green, but
He wears green.
I
He's
loved
green.
the Riddler a lot when I was a kid, just because of Jim Carrey. Because Jim Carrey was like my childhood favorite, but then it was just because of the jokes and the little like.
Riddle me this.
Yeah,
Batman.
it's just from the animated series, the Riddler was just fun, super fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see Riddler done right.
Yep.
Instead of super animated.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer for the oh my gosh, the game for
Arkham
for Gotham Knights.
Yes. No, that was the game.
Arkham Knight?
Yes, Arkham Knights.
Arkham Knights. Where it's got Batgirl and it was focusing on the owls. And I'm just kind of confused on.
It didn't look as good as the other game. The one with the Suicide Squad game looked a little better.
Yeah.
But it was all. It didn't even have any gameplay feel on either one.
I know.
But it did look like the trailer seemed less time was put into it for the Arkham Knights one.
I'm just trying to figure out why Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood are all.
Can you answer that, Chris?
Can you help me with that, Chris? Because I'm like, wait, I thought they were all kind of the
Why
same
they're all
person.
what?
They're all together.
They're not the same person at all.
Oh, they're not? Okay, never mind. I thought they were the
So
same.
okay, so Dick Grayson was the first Robin.
Right.
He got a little bit too old for his britches, so he decided to become Nightwing with the Teen Titans.
Okay.
And that's his deal ish now. He's Nightwing, and so the second Robin was Jason Todd.
Okay.
And he was Robin for a while, and people had very, very mixed emotions on him. So at one point, DC actually put out a 1-900 number and said, do you want him to live or do you want him to die? And the fans voted him to die, and he was beaten to death by the Joker with a crowbar.
Okay.
But since came back and became the Red Hood.
Okay.
I think anytime they leave it to the fans to decide, the fans will always say no.
Right. They want to see what happens.
Man on the Moon. What was his name? The guy Man on the Moon. Kaufman. Andy Kaufman. Yeah. They did the. Will they have Andy Kaufman back on Saturday Night Live vote? And they voted him no. And that busted his ego pretty hard. So I think fans just don't like things. If they have a chance to say no, they will.
I think they just didn't like this particular Robin and how smarmy he was. And I think we're better off with him as Red Hood.
All right, and third, and
so
then
I don't know in this game if the Robin in this one is then Tim Drake, the third Robin, or if it is Damian, which is Bruce Wayne's son, which is like the fourth kind of mainstream Robin. I'm not sure which one they're saying it is, but that would be kind of the hierarchy of Robins there.
Okay.
Wow.
There you
Okay.
go.
Well, cool. Thanks for clearing that up because I was just like, what am I not understanding? I thought all these people were dead. Now they're all hanging out. Now I get it.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
I'm excited for both games.
I'm really
I
excited.
will probably be picking them up if they are on consoles that I have.
Okay.
I think that'd probably be games I'd let Jack be able to watch. We wouldn't be able to play, but he could at least watch me play them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have in the world of news? We did get to this week. I did watch the documentaries, the game documentaries on Netflix.
Oh, the High Score?
High Score. That's what they were called. Yeah. I watched all of them.
We watched the first episode yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I watched all of them last night. And I guess
I very much enjoyed it. at least the first episode I liked a lot.
Okay, can you tell us about what your thoughts are?
Yeah, I mean, it was just very nostalgic. Takes you kind of back to the days of the old school games, and just explains the roots a lot and kind of how video games evolved and why they are the way they are. I also didn't know anything about the guy that was the first guy to invent the actual cartridges for game systems.
Right?
So that was cool to learn.
That was cool.
All right, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we'll chat High Score on Netflix, which is a documentary series about video games from our childhood.
If you like video games, you got to watch it.
We'll talk about it all after this on Director's Cut Radio.
Dropping your average IQ since 2005.
I don't know what you're saying, but that's what's going on, yeah.
The Director's Cut. The Director'sCutRadio.com.
10,000 microwinds of knowledge.
You're listening to The Director's Cut. Without microphones, we'd still live with our parents.
Yeah, you're listening to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we're bringing you the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan. In the studio, we have the lovely Steph Sugar Suicide, Miss Harley Quinn 505 on Instagram.
Mellow.
And on the phone, we have Chris Maloney from the comic book shop. He hangs out,
Yo.
says hi. What up, Chris? Before the break, we were chatting a little bit about Netflix new gaming documentary. I'm stuttering like crazy. High Score, which takes you back to the nostalgic side of video games.
It's on Netflix?
Yes.
Mhm.
It's a 6-part series, and it's over 4 hours long. Chris, you saw the first episode, which basically highlights some of the early games and basically the creation of video games, and your thoughts were?
I thought it was way cool, man. It was like a lot of stuff that, I mean, I am a video game fan. I wouldn't by any means call myself like a super gamer or anything like that, but it was very interesting to learn, like I said, things I didn't know. I liked the story about the guy that was invented basically the cartridge system that enabled us to have interchangeable games at home. As well as I very much enjoyed the story of like the underground arcade system running in the MIT dorms in the 70s.
Yeah, I liked how they kind of, yeah.
They're just making money off everyone, and then they're like, wait, we're not making money anymore. We need to mod these games to make them harder. And then they basically just build the chips themselves and make like $250,000 and become like this huge empire. It's so big that they get sued by Atari for $5 million.
Which is still smart, and then Atari buys them out. They're like, why don't we, instead of suing you, why don't we just hire you all?
So funny.
And then they use that to get Pac-Man.
Yeah. And they created Miss Pac-Man, which is the greatest game of all time, essentially.
Right? So it's definitely fun. I look forward to watching the other episodes very soon.
I'm going to have to agree with you, except for I watched the other episodes.
You did, and
yeah.
that's okay.
No.
Why you gotta be like that, all right?
They start kind of dwindling off a little bit. It started really strong as a series, and then towards the end, I just started not caring. One of the episodes was like on violent video games, and another one was on like adventure games and role-playing games. And they they seem to slightly miss the mark. Like, I was surprised when they got to the RPGs that Dragon Quest wasn't even mentioned, and the fact that Japan shut down every time a new release of Dragon Quest happened. Wasn't even mentioned in this, and that's a cultural thing. I know us in America don't know anything about Dragon Quest as much as the Japanese do, but in Japan, basically they stopped releasing Dragon Quest the video game on work days because everybody bought the game, stayed up really late, and called in the next day, and it completely destroyed the economy for the day, which was hilarious. So they were like, okay, we're no longer releasing it on work days. We're going to release it over the weekend. So you have a whole 3-day, basically you have the whole 3-day weekend or a full weekend to play your game, and then come back to work when you're done. But that wasn't even mentioned. They also went on to weird side games that were barely even released or not even released. So I think the producers on this found these like bunny trails to follow. They got really hooked on them, and then they missed the mark on some of the bigger stuff that should have been mentioned. So my feelings about these video game documentaries is that it started off really good, really strong, because they found the correct people, and the people that they were chatting with had all of the original code books and drawings and ideas of like Space Invaders, and I'm like looking at this guy
that was cool.
flipping through this book of his code book and drawings of Space Invaders, and I'm saying that book needs to be in a museum. That is a cultural.
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum. Yeah, that's a cultural icon or a milestone that these guys, just nerdy old dudes, just sitting there saying, yep, I was the guy who created Pac-Man. You created Pac-Man. It's not just a quick game anymore. It transcends being a game that you made over 3 weeks or 6 months, whatever, and it becomes this cultural milestone. So the documentary series starts really strong. First 2 or 3 are pretty good. The last 3 I didn't care as much about. I kind of ignored them.
I'd like to watch Billy Mitchell watch these kinds of shows.
And that era wasn't even mentioned. Maybe they avoided
They didn't
those.
even bring the like competitive side. Well, yeah, because that could be a show in itself.
No, they did the competitive side. But they always chose like
in the first one.
Weird.
Yeah.
They chose like the Sega competition. They showed
Right,
an MTV
right.
competition, and they were pointing at these guys. There was this one guy that says, and I was the best video game player in the world because he won an MTV Sega Genesis competition. And I'm like, I don't even remember this guy. If you like, all the documentaries show Billy Mitchell as like the king of video games. That guy should have been in this documentary. So that was even avoided. So it just seemed a little weird. If you want there needs to be like an all-encompassing documentary that covers all of the above, or a series that covers all the above.
Right.
It seems like they
Scam of the week.
Yeah, scam of the week. We need to go back and re-edit. What we should do is find all the documentaries about video games and retro video games and re-edit them back together to make an all-encompassing, definitive look at video games. Does that work? Super Doc, yeah.
They want you to be in Muppet form on my side of the feed.
Oh, hand me a puppet, and I'll be like this.
Then you should use that human type one though, because then it's just actually like having puppet form, a little puppet human in a suit.
That'd be funny. I could do it. Do it. Where is it?
I vote. Well, I told them, I was like, we have 3 puppets. We have the chicken, the shark, and the worm, and they said they vote Worm Dan.
Worm Dan. That's
But I'm
funny.
like, we actually do have like an actual Muppet.
We do.
It's a human. We'll do a puppet tour after the show. We'll show you guys our puppets. Oh, well, we got this one. Where did you get this one? This guy?
I have.
Where'd you get this guy?
Hi, everyone. I got him from FAO Schwartz in New York.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty legit little guy.
It's actually a Muppet Whatnot. So it was from the era that FAO Schwartz started releasing these Whatnots, which are actual Muppets. And it was the first time Muppets actually released a Muppet. And this is the first one, the first like generation. I like pre-ordered it, so that's what this guy is.
That's great. That looks good.
Ooh.
And then Sharky is actually almost like the same color as him because he's blue. Look, he's got a little hand stick. Cool. All right, Muppets.
How do you guys feel about that? Is that a little better?
A little better.
Now they're confused.
This is now.
They're
we have
like,
Dan.
what the hell is going on? There's a puppet.
We have Dan on Suicide Girls. That's it. It's a little blue.
I get to be here because
puppet.
I'm actually a puppet now.
That's it.
This just turned weird.
That's great. It's cute.
Did we forget to record this segment?
Did you push record?
No.
I hate you.
Don't hate. I'm going to have to download the file a little bit later. We'll figure it out. We'll be good. We're only one file short. So that's what I say about this segment.
Retro games.
The retro game.
Retro Netflix.
Documentary. It was okay. There's some good stuff there, but I didn't absolutely love it like I should have.
I thought it was really going to reel me in. I watched the first two episodes before I started working on things, and then I was like, all right, never mind. It was just on in the background.
Hey, Steph.
What?
My eyes are down here.
I don't understand.
You were looking over my head.
I'm looking at your hairs. I don't know.
All right. What else? So I recommend checking them out if you're like a video game fan, but there are many other video game movies that explain the entire situation of video games or retro gaming a lot better. Hell, even watch like Angry Video Game Nerd. You get more news and history and I don't know, diarrhea jokes.
Defunctland and Angry Video Game Nerd.
Those are the two things I watch regularly. I watch Video Game Nerd just because he highlights some of these old games and some of the stuff that infuriated me as a kid. And then Defunctland, I just like rides and stuff. So those are the two things I watch on YouTube all the time. Yeah.
They're excited. They said this is going to be great. They're really excited that there's a puppet on a feed right now. Puppets win.
Puppets win.
Puppets
yeah.
win. We actually have, so we still have the Jim Henson stuff in our local museum. We had the Jim Henson exhibit, was like the last big thing we kind of saw in town.
Yeah, I want to rob that place now.
No.
Oh, wait, I want to. It's not like I'm going to. There's no law against saying I want to rob a place, right? Is that illegal for me to say? I would like to rob the museum and steal all the Jim Henson puppets. What is wrong with that?
I think you need to write a screenplay. You need to write a heist movie about this, Dan.
I don't understand.
It's fantasy at this point. That's the same thing. Like a whole back to what we were talking about. They have a whole episode on violence and video games, and I'm like, the video games aren't violent. You can't actually have a violent video game because nobody's killing anybody. It's fantasy. When you watch Game of Thrones, nobody's actually killing each other on screen. So what is the point? Why are you saying games are violent? They're not. I could be even more animated with a puppet. I love this. I should be doing this the entire show. Yeah.
It's hard because sound. We're focusing on sound. Now we've got skin.
It's hard to sit. I'm leaning over like crazy to try to get this,
this is
in
fine.
the shot. Oh, for you, it's fine for you because you get to sit next to it. All right. All right. So that's what I say. Anything else?
That's all they were saying. Like, Video Game Nerd is cool. Love the movie store and old, great, bad 80s reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, all that nostalgic, like 80s, 90s stuff is what makes us watch those. Like these little things on Netflix and Hulu and
That's what drives me.
all that stuff. It's like, I don't know. I feel like the 80s and 90s were like the best years because 50s, 60s, and 70s were learning and engineering and we're inventing and all this stuff. And plastic is a thing and Blockbuster. And then by the 80s, we're able to start enjoying these things that we've been trying to master for how many years. And then by the 90s, we're like just spoiled rotten with like all the endless possibilities of video games and inventions. It's just crazy. And then we got pop-up video and MTV. It's a great time to be alive.
Pop-up video. Did you know the show that I produced movie mob was actually created by the guys who created Pop-Up Video.
That's awesome.
So I used to talk to the guys who created Pop-Up Video for a long time on the phone, and then they gave the show over to me, and then my show got canceled within a few weeks. So I failed everyone.
I like how Dan's story starts out like, yeah, it was really
I
cool.
know those guys,
It was
and I
really
did
cool.
that, and
then I got forgotten about, and I got fired.
Most of my stories start off about all this cool stuff that happened, and then they end with how I screwed them up, how I failed everything. That's exactly what it is. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have an interview about Diary, and then the end of the show. That's
The
Director's Cut.
Offensive, obnoxious, disgusting. You want me to go on?
Insulting listeners since 2005. We're just a couple of guys who like movies.
It's strange at times to work with.
They're insane.
But, always fun.
The Director's Cut.
It's just fun!
Take back what you said.
Welcome back to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week we bring you latest in Hollywood, and by latest in Hollywood, we have a new movie that's coming to VOD coming Tuesday, and we have lead actress and director of the film. It's called Diary. We have both Jennifer Gelfer and Claudia Mailer, who are on the phone right now. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're great. Thank you for having us.
No problem. All right. We have the story is something that I think Steph could kind of relate to because she has been doing the Instagram and influencer lifestyle for a little bit. So that's why she's here to chat about it. Can you give us a little insight or tell us what the story of Diary is?
Sure. It's a story about an Instagram model, Marie Clark, who is paying for college through her Instagram influencing account, and she's going for her master's in religious studies, and so she has her private life as well, which she keeps in a diary, and the diary is very important to her because it's where she can keep all her intimate private thoughts, and somebody takes that diary and begins to send her love letters and stalk her, and her life turns upside down.
And this is written by John Buffalo Mailer, and I guess you know a little bit about John, a little more. Can you tell us about how long did it take from inception to creation, or getting this from idea to on screen? How long did it take for that process to kind of be put together?
I would say from inception to getting it on screen took about a year. John found the story. It was a short story in a book called Chapters 1 by an author named Martinko. John found that story and decided to take the germ of the idea from that short story and create this social media, Instagram influencing world turned upside down.
And Steph has a lot of insight in the world of Instagram influencing. Have you had to deal with some creepy followers that get some information out of you, Steph? And how does this relate to your life?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's a scam, and sometimes they think it's a full-on relationship that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
When making this film, what type of research did you guys have to do to jump into that world?
Claude, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I think for me, I have a few friends who have are considered influencers and they have over 100K followers. And I really just wanted to ask them what their day-to-day was. What goes into doing a street style shoot that they do every single day? How do they do collaborations? How does compensation work and deliverables? And then also asking them about, the darker side of it. Do you get messages that make you uncomfortable? How do you deal with that? How much do you really show of your life online? And that was definitely a key for me to do that research into this character of Marie.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see it. there's a lot of people that want to know, like, when I first started my account for cosplay, they want to know, like, the stories like that, but they don't really know, like, if I don't think they're ready to kind of hear about it. But within, like, a month, I was approached about wearing a straitjacket. I think I only had my account like a month, and this guy messages me and he's like, hey, I can buy you a hospital grade straitjacket, and if you can get footage of you wearing it at a Comic-Con all weekend and someone helping you go to the bathroom and feed you, I'll pay. Yeah, he was like, I'll pay $700 or $800. And I was like, that is not anywhere near gonna cover me, my friend. Not at all. Not at all.
Right. And also, like, what you're going to have to deal with after that, like the emotional repercussions of that.
3 days in a straitjacket. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you kidding?
No,
12 years in therapy.
Yeah, and Dan, when we went to LA Comic-Con, like he wore it for, how long did you wear it? A couple hours?
I wore for a whole day. The straitjacket for one day.
You took breaks.
Did they pay you?
No, it was just for Comic-Con. It was LA Comic-Con.
He was Joker. I was
Oh, okay.
Harley. So he was like Joker in the straitjacket. So I was kind of like walking him around. Everyone really liked it. And then we did a little video spectacle in the lobby area for people to see him escape it. But yeah, he was really in there. And I was like, wow, I just can't imagine not using my hands.
Yeah, you couldn't use your hands the whole day.
It's crazy. Did not help him go to the bathroom. I did not help him go to the bathroom. I did.
No,
I was like, no, you could take it off. You could do that.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
Jennifer, as directing this film, what type of research did you have to do trying to build this world and make sure that it's realistic to the Instagram models, cosplayer world, and some of the creepy? Because Steph has just given you one story. I bet you she has about 1,000 stories. Like, what type of research did you find, or were some of these stories that inspired you to, like, tell the story from the side of one of these models?
Well, I find, it's not my world. I'm of an older generation, so I sort of found I find great fascination with it, and I do look into it to see what makes people tick who do go very deep into it, so I did do research, but mainly I went to Claudia because she has a knowledge of it. She has she lives in that world. It's her generation. So I really looked to her to find out what it was really all about. I mean, I see it on an everyday basis, but it's not something that I live with. But there were other things in the movie that I concentrated on as much as I did the influence aspect of it.
So what were some of the places or resources that you turned to for this?
Well, there's without giving anything away, there's mental health issues within the movie that I looked into. I've been stalked, so I understood personally that the character ends up being stalked, and I have personally been stalked, so I understood what that fear is like. So I was able to look at, go into different parts of the aspects of the character, but I didn't just solely concentrate on the Instagram following aspect of it. I mean, that part of it fascinates me, but it wasn't the only factor.
Excellent. So when making this film, I asked this to a lot of filmmakers when they call into the show. I want to know if you could go back to yourself at the beginning of this project and whisper in your ear one note or one tidbit that you think would help or make this project a little easier or better for you from your point of view today, what would you tell yourself? Like, what type of hint or tip or trick? Because a lot of the filmmakers or a lot of the people that listen to the show are filmmakers in their own right. They like making movies. They are storytellers. And as they're making their process, they like to hear what were some of the things that these other artists and filmmakers go through that they didn't think about or that could help them think about. If someone whispered to you some little tidbit of information that would help you in the long run, what would that be? What you think?
It's a great question. I'm trying to think of what it would be because, to be honest with you, on this particular film, it was such an easy kind of every day getting up and enjoying going to the set and discovering and finding new ways to create, different scenarios and the tension in the script and and having fun with it. And so if you ask me about something else, I might be able to tell you, yeah. But looking back, I just had such an amazing experience because I cast it exactly the way I wanted to cast it. I put Claudia in the lead, which was really exciting because I so believe in her talent and in her as an artist. So I can't. I'd like to make up something for you that I tell myself, but it was a fantastic experience. The only thing I might say is I would. It was a project that belonged in LA, but I would have liked to have shot it in New York because that's my city.
Oh, okay.
But it belonged in LA because it's an LA story, and it was my producers who really pointed that out to me, that they felt that this world is even, yes, it's big in New York, but it's even bigger in LA. This influence world, this Instagram world, it's so large there that and that was true, and that proved to be true. And so I learned a lot when we went to LA about it.
It's so big that even the graffiti artists keep it in mind, knowing that influencers are going to take photos in front of their artwork and post about it. So,
yeah.
Okay. If there was anything that, what was one of the big takeaways that you learned from making this project that surprised you going in, that you had no idea when going into it, that it turned around and surprised you?
That it could be so much fun. It just I've done some other films, and I produced some larger budget films, and this just was a pure joy, and I just had a great time every day. I mean, I would just work all day, go home, look at dailies, go to sleep, get up, go to work, and I could have done it for the next 2 years. It was just so much fun to have that kind of schedule, and we did it in 18 days.
So when Claudia and John approached you with this idea, what sold you on it?
Well, actually, I found the story, the short story, and John and I have been partners in other projects. So I found the short story and said to John, "What can you do with this? This letter somebody wrote, which is the letter that's used in the movie." And I said, "What could you build from that?" And John, because of Claudia, said, "I can build this world from this," and created it.
Okay. So, Claudia, you had a lot of influence on this a little bit.
He's an influencer.
As an influencing influencer.
It's like peak influencing.
How did you find yourself kind of being the liaison between writing and acting and directing? And I know it just seems right now the paperwork says that you starred in this, but I could see that you had a little bit more balancing that teeter-totter. What were some of the roles that outside of the acting role that you kind of had to play to make this work?
Well, I think obviously my husband Buffalo, who wrote it, he doesn't have social media whatsoever. So it was really just giving him the knowledge of what that is, and it all kind of stemmed around the same time that Jen found the short story. I was actually out with a bunch of friends at a restaurant, and they were taking a video, and they tagged everyone who was in the video, the video tag of the restaurant, the timestamp, what we were wearing, and just put it up on their Instagram without any thought about it. And that's kind of what, for me, was the turning point. I was then thinking, oh, so you just blasted out to 2,000, 3,000 people where we are and what we're wearing and what we look like in real time. Can you account for every single one of your followers and know that none of them are going to come down to this restaurant right now and say hi or think that they know us because they saw us on a screen? So that was the turning point for me. And just telling Buffalo about that and introducing Jen to those privacy matters of the world was really important. But Jen directed it. Buffalo wrote it. I definitely helped him with the knowledge and terminology of social media, but that's my doing outside of acting.
I think she was the muse for this. I think Claudia was the muse for John.
The muse. All right, that works too. Yeah. So you're heeding this as a warning to others: don't post about yourself in real time. Wait a day.
Well,
I think just that there's
it's
a
a
balance.
double-edged sword. You know, social media is keeping us all going right now. If we didn't have it, if we didn't have any of this technology, we wouldn't be able to be operating at the level we are during COVID. So it has its merits, but on the other side of it, you have in anything, you have to like see the flip side of it and learn how to navigate it.
My mom's always
So
told
this-
me that, like with when I remember it was like probably 8 or 9 years ago when Facebook launched the like friend tracking thing on your profile where it can show you which one of your Facebook friends is just in your area or where they are, and that was before Snapchat started doing the location finder thing and like Instagram really was a thing. So it was like that was 8 years ago, and it's like I have always just been told by her, don't post stuff right away. Don't be live in public, and unless you literally have a good group of people around you that are sober and aware of like, the situations and stuff. But it would always trip me out how like people would tell me like, yeah, they're just easily kept running into the same person on purpose. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then a couple weeks goes by and they're just like, yeah, it turns out they were just, my location was on and I didn't even know it was on. And it was like, yeah, technology, you just once you push accept on those terms of service and you don't read through it, location's like one of the top things. So
no, everyone. It's like that's just you click accept, not thinking anything about it, and I think that's what's so important about this movie is we're not like telling you not to do whatever on social media, but we're showing you what the consequences could be. Of course, you're a little extreme, but the consequences of just clicking accept or clicking share or clicking post now, you know what I mean? So it's like just allowing people to understand a balance of what's real, what's not, what like belongs on social media and what belongs in the real world.
I feel like you guys are giving me the Law and Order episode I've always wanted. I'm like, because, I grew up on Law and Order, and like my mom was always like the CSI Law and Order fan in the house. And then she was also very involved in sex work because I grew up in Vegas. So that was my whole upbringing of just like knowing that, women are free over here doing this, that, and the other with their bodies. But at the same time at night, we're watching how like we can just be stuffed in a trunk. And, so I appreciate her for, somewhat kind of showing that aspect to it. But, it's very serious to just kind of just keep talking about it as the years go on. And it's, one of those things like you see these Law and Order episodes and you're like, I wish there was just one that just focused on like, for a really long time, like a whole movie's worth. And here it is. So I'm excited.
We got it for you.
That's great.
But it's also a lot of fun. You also get to have a good scare in a fun way that doesn't, you get to escape what's going on.
And Claudia, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked earlier. Is there anything that you wish you could go back to day one, whisper in your ear, and kind of give yourself a little insight or guidance to make either the process a little easier or just kind of, and whenever I ask that question, it could be anything like don't eat the roast beef on Tuesday, March 27, because it got everyone sick. Oh, man, I wish I could go back. But anything like that?
Right. I would say just from an acting point, the one thing I'd whisper in my ear is big and bad. Jen will get that.
Big and bad. What does that mean? Like, let us know. Like, as an actor or other actors that might be listening to this, what does that mean? How can I be more big or
Jen,
bad?
You just care to elaborate?
Do you want me to answer it, Clark?
Yeah.
Okay. Big and bad is a note that I give actors when they aren't quite trusting their choices. And I know that the choices are correct. And I know that if they just gave themselves the permission to go, that they would get to where they needed to go. And so I would say when Claudia was not quite at the very, pretty much just at the beginning of the filming.
Exactly,
I didn't have to give it very often. But at the very beginning, I had to, give her that note. I would just, from across the room, I would go, just do it big and bad. And once she had that freedom, she just started to, her choices just became brave and bold and courageous, and she just fulfilled them, just beautifully. And so it's, I used to be an acting teacher, so it was a note I would give actors, because actors tend, actors tend to want to be natural and or what they call naturalistic. But acting is a heightened reality, so you have to give yourself permission to evoke that. And so that's just a note, and so I whispered into her ear. And once she heard it, she just flew with it.
So you're, and let me see if I'm following you. So if you're saying to me, if I'm doing a role and I need to go, and I've been trying to be too shallow, I've been trying to do too short because I'm trying to hit this as realistic as possible, and it's just not reading over the camera or reading to the audience. You just want me to go big, and you want me to go bad. Like, are you saying like super big, like melodramatic, kind of terribly bad?
I'm saying what the actor judges and what they criticize about themselves or others when they see it. I'm saying give yourself permission to go that far.
And then you could dial it back if need be.
What?
And I said you could dial it back if need be on the next take.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Go that far that I can say to you, no, tone it down a bit, bring this back, take this moment. But if you don't have the permission to go that far, actors tend to, I think actors in today's day and age, I grew up in a very theatrical studying, conservatory. So I kind of had to learn to pull it back.
Okay.
In fact, I still learn to pull it back. But I find that training in today's day and age is very much to keep it very, very small and simple, and which is great. But I think that the actor has to then be given permission to be bolder than that and to make those choices bigger. So it reads.
All right. So you have to let the director, you trust the director. All right. They're watching you.
Right.
That's the rule. Trust the director. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything that other projects that you guys are working on in the future? Because it seems like you kind of are a collaborative force. Is there something you guys are working on together, or do you guys have individual projects that you guys are paying attention to?
Well, no, we have a production company called Mailer Tuckman Media, and we have another movie that's in post-production that both Claudia and I are in, which was directed by a gentleman named Matthew Berkowitz. John Beckwell Mailer, our partner, he and Claudia's husband, he produced as well. And we have 2 television series that are in the works, and one is an animated series, another which is a sort of a telling of the second half of the 20th century told through the lens of Norman Mailer, who happened to be John's father.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we have a book that's coming out in September about bullying, and an animated film that comes along with it. And we have another movie that when we can finally film again called Storyteller. It's written by John Buffalo Miller that we will be doing, which Claudia will be in. So yeah, we have a lot on the horizon.
So where can we follow you guys and pay attention and find out these next projects and all of the above?
That way I can tag you on my Instagram.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at Mailer Tuckman Media.
Okay. So
Tuckman spelled with an H, T-U-C-H.
All right, we'll tag ourselves and we'll make sure whenever you're live, we'll follow you.
Okay, great.
Sounds great.
We'll go have lunch with you. We'll sit next to you at Starbucks.
Yeah, come join.
We'll be like, "Hi, we're here too. We're hanging out."
Okay, but you're no fun because I'm not going out during this pandemic. I'm just staying in.
All right, well, there you go. Diary, it's being released on Tuesday, the 25th on VOD, so definitely check it out.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm super excited.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right. Stay safe. Stay well.
Yes, you
All right, well,
too.
thank you guys very much. We'll chat with you guys soon. And anytime you guys have a film or a project, definitely send it our way. We'll be happy to chat about it. And for those that are out there, check it out, Diary. It's available on Tuesday, the 25th, on pretty much any VOD property. You can go.
Or Apple, Amazon, Google Play.
See, those are all the good ones.
See, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, people.
Yeah.
Go find it and check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we're going to be back with more all after this on Director's Cut Radio.
The Guy Show about movies.
Don't you have any respect for yourself?
Seriously. Anything worth taking seriously is worth making fun of. The Director's Cut.
I wet my bed until I was 19. There's no shame in that.
Only half of our audience is below average. The Director's Cut.
I've been on my own too long. I'm tired of myself. I've been on my own 2 feet. It's about time that I fell. You noticed I'm a man of my word. You've seen the reaction. So now I plan to be a man of my heart and put my head out of action. I'd readily make another mistake if it means you're there when I need someone to be around. But every time I feel I'm losing ground, well, never you mind how long it takes me.
You're listening to Director's Cut Radio. You know, each and every week, we bring you the latest in Hollywood. My name is Dan, and in the studio we have the lovely, the talented Steph Sugar Suicide.
Hello. Hello.
And on the phone, we have Chris Maloney. We should also have like a screen
We need a little mic
that has
for
like
him.
a picture on the bottom that has Chris Maloney on it. So we could have the puppet on one side and Chris Maloney on your other side in a screen so we could see him at least. Just like a
Just
picture
a
of him.
gif of me waving.
You should give him
Yeah.
the Mevo cam.
It doesn't even have to be him on cam. He actually...
Just a little gif of
yeah,
his face.
unless he has a computer that has a cam on it. Do you have a cam computer?
Yeah, somewhere.
Okay. We can have him stream in video if we want, but I think the phone sounds better so far.
Yeah, no, the phone. No, considering the interviews that we've done with celebrities that don't know how to get good sound.
Yeah. I can set him up with a good mic over there at his house and then have it stream over, and it's going to be a lot of work.
It's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
It's gonna be okay. That's all right.
I do like this puppet look. It really has a cool look to it, especially when you're just hanging out with a puppet.
We could use him for best buddies too. Even if you don't even want it to be your face hosting.
Oh my goodness. I could just have this guy host.
Yes, this could be the
This
best
is the
buddies
new host. Yeah.
He needs a good name because we have another best buddies video project
we-
that we're going to be doing for them. We did their buddy walk.
Yeah.
What was that, last month? 2 months ago for July, I think. So we basically had to put
Yeah,
together
that's about July
a little
21st.
presentation video of like the sponsors and whatnot because we couldn't do a walk in person for this fundraiser. And now they're doing their little award ceremony in September, and they want Dan to make another fun little video. So we should use this guy.
Yeah, I think I might be able to use this
Well,
guy.
this is
I'll
Dan.
talk to
We'll
him.
just call him Dan.
All right. That's it.
Dan. He's got this outfit's really interesting in puppet, and that's why. It's like a textured white collared shirt, and then we've got like a very plaid.
Honestly,
I don't know. Weird plaid jacket that's green and tan tones. Uh-oh.
We got a phone call coming in.
Oh, heck no.
All right, we're going to decline it.
Decline.
We'll-
Oh my
sorry.
gosh. Sorry, whoever was trying
Yeah.
to call. We can't.
Leave a message. We'll be
After the-
back.
Leave a message. after
Anything
the
else
beep.
you would watch or anything, Chris? I think we're down to the end of the show, and I just want to make sure that everything that you did is represented today.
Well, if you don't mind a little bit of editing.
Uh-oh.
We watched a very interesting show this week on Hulu called Shark Lord.
Shark Lord.
So, yes, if you got a shark-sized hole in your heart after Shark Week was over, fear not. Shark Lords is here. It's a pseudo-documentary style show about two brothers trying to fill their lifelong dreams of fucking sharks.
Whoa!
Oh, no!
What the hell?
What the hell? How is this a thing? Wait, this is a show or a movie?
Or a weekend adventure?
This is a show. So 15 minutes about per episode. And these guys, I guess they were extreme athletes that have run out of extreme things to do. So the next extreme sport is fucking sharks.
What the hell? What the hell?
I just can't.
That is messed up.
But are they? But is it from the front or the back? There's 7 rows of teeth.
Well, they get the sharks up on the boat, and then the whole team has to kind of help hold the shark still, and one guy gets the shark from the back.
That
so they're just
sound
straight
consensual.
up raping an animal that's alive. Like, this is real. This is happening in what country?
It's an Australian show.
Crikey!
All right.
Crikey indeed.
I don't condone any of this. This is not what is going on.
This makes me wonder if Crocodile Hunter was really trying to just get a stingray rod up his
What
thing.
is going on in
He's
this
like, this
world?
is the new Olympic sport.
I don't like this. Okay, so how's the show, Chris?
We're like 3 episodes in, and I'm having fun with it. It's enjoyable.
Oh my god,
this is insane.
All right.
I'm sure there's like, wait, but where's PETA on this? Like, what is this? What is happening? Yeah, like, how is this happening? How is
this legal?
Is it just legal to have sex with sharks in Australia?
No, you got to deal with the consequences, as they come up. And so
is that covered in this though?
Show a little bit.
Okay.
I recommend you go watch some Shark Lords on Hulu or FXX if you're one of those people.
FXX.
All right. Well, it sounds like something I kind of want to watch, but I know my neighbors are just not going to enjoy hearing me just screaming. Why? I'm just being like, what? Screaming at the TV.
Your neighbors already hear you screaming at the TV.
No, that's you.
Oh, that is me. Okay.
You were screaming because that retro show showed a camera that you haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
Since you were what?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dan starts freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! I need to take a picture of the TV." I'm like, "How old are you that you got to take a picture of the TV? What is going on?"
The video camera that was like shown as like an 80s camera in the show they did a close up on was like the same video camera my parents had when I was a kid.
It's a dad
But
cam.
it was my camera. Like I stole it from my dad. I used it all the time.
He had
it was
a moment.
super fun.
He had a moment.
It took me back. I was like, that was my best friend and that was my ultimate toy. Like I played with that more than anything.
And this is why the neighbors would call the cops because someone's screaming at the TV.
And that was the show. I want to thank everybody for being a part of it. Thank everybody at Suicide Girls. The show is over. We're done.
Why?
Goodbye, everyone.
We have so much to edit because of sharks.
Until next week, my name is Dan. That's Steph. And then we have Chris. Thank you, guys. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Director's Cut.
That was wonderful.
So good, even your neighbors had a cigarette. TheDirectorsCutRadio.com.